Good evening, everyone. We're only 1 minute late this time. Here, let me do that one more time.
Womp womp.
Yes. I hadn't unmuted you quite in time. So, yes, I am joined by Scaly once again for episode
Womp
6. Womp womp, we've got Scaly.
Meep meep.
Hello.
I got you. Thunk. Skytex
Yep.
is dead.
Let me put that there. Okay, yeah. That works. Didn't have limiters and stuff. Welcome, Holy Ozone, Skytex. How are you all? We got a few people in the stream. Well, darn, not first, but here. Hey, that's what counts. Yeah, I'm pulling a Cody and not coming in last.
I am now watching Bumblebeans.
Bump. For Scalar. No, we're not talking about bumblebeans. That is low tier, low hanging fruit. That's so low you could kick its shin. It's gonna become one of those memes that by the time Scaly watches it, he's gonna just probably say, "Really? This is what y'all tried to force me to?" Because I look at it and I say, "That's just lame." That's just lame. But we'll have to see once, if the inevitable finally happens that he decides to watch. But no, we're not watching that tonight. I got a hair up my ass about a few things. We could talk about Roblox. We're going to talk about Palworld, or rather Palland, and what the hell that thing is trying to be. Let's turn my camera on here for a moment. There we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Now you can see who's here. And also, we have a very melted Bonzi tonight. She was melted in the other room, in Muffin's room. And then Muffin was taken in by Hutaru to get wet food, and Bonzi sauntered out, kind of, "Why'd you wake me? I was melting on the floor." So she is melting here right now. Yes, I know. I gave you loves. Watching Shrek at the cabin. How's it going for you? Well, I'm melting, Holy Ozone. I hope up in the cabin it is cooler where you are. Typically, wherever there's like, I was at my mom's the other day, and it's up in the woods and it's near kind of water, but it was cooler than here. Whatever this ground zero or sea level, it was much nicer up there. But I'm doing all right. I've got my fan on. It's probably making, no, it's not making too much noise actually. I was waiting for the thing to peak. Chikami, welcome. Ginger, do you want to hop in and give your thoughts on what we're about to talk in regards to tonight? You have AC. Yeah. The AC is in the other room. In the new place, I hope to have a setup where I can get an AC unit. Need to mute the work phone, because I am not working right now. We don't need any of that shenanigans. What? What? No! 10 seconds. No! About what? We're talking Roblox, we're talking future of MMOs, we're talking investor expectations ruining the market, we're talking Palworld, we're talking Nintendo, we're talking a few things. What? No, we're not banning Ginger. We're not banning Ginger. Can I untime him out? No.
It's only 10 seconds.
I can't undo the 10 seconds. I'm sorry. You've lost 20 seconds here for your life. But if you want to join, Ginger, we can even set something up to where your avatar is in the frame, or in the frame. What, Bonzi? I know. I love you,
a little
too.
poop hat.
I can't do, well, I mean, I could put a graphic up there. That's about all I can do. It wouldn't track. No, it wouldn't track, but why not ban Ginger? Because Ginger, he's a collector's item. We need him. He collects all the souls that we can use.
Yeah.
Banning Ginger's life goal. Your life goal, maybe. Not mine. At least not that I know of. There's that green clipping again. I cannot wait till I get a better camera. I've got a few selected. Ban all Gingers. Ugh. Not all Gingers, as the saying goes. Damn. But how's everyone doing tonight? It's been a while. I don't usually have... Why do I have Photoshop open? Let's stop editing porn and get back to what we're supposed to be doing. I haven't had a lot of reason to do Pixel Talk recently, but after today, I just had a fire up my ass, and I had to get the stories that I did have and collect on this one, and decide I've got words to say. More than just one side. Like, I'm looking at things from multiple angles, whereas I've seen a lot of the responses of roar, bad thing, think bad. Leave the cursed AI porn to me. Exactly. Unless, of course, you're going to be doing a sequel to Fort, or no, Unbound, which I still have not finished that. Not sure if I want to. I am...
And everybody named Skytex.
Hey, welcome. There we go. We got a Ginger with us. How goes?
Oh, it goes. I'm just full of energy, totally.
Do you need to snort some caffeine like I do? Here, I need to take some.
Or I'm about to. Oh, there we go. Oh wait, that was Smarties. Fuck.
I was gonna say, you just snorted, you just pulled a stim pack maneuver from StarCraft 2. You just like shoved it up your ass, injected, and then, oh yeah, that's the stuff.
I don't think adrenaline is a suppository, but sure.
How do we know? We have yet to try it, probably. Read it for Helena's birthday. It is Helena's birthday. She is away with family currently, but we are likely going to be doing some game time later on whenever she decides to. Supposedly around 10. So, we'll see. But yes, when Helena hops
what
in...
I'm looking at here, I wish I could describe... I'm going to screenshot this and send this to Skytext. I opened Facebook for whatever reason.
Well, that's a bad idea.
I don't even know how to describe what I'm just looking at. Skytext will get a kick out of this.
Ah, yes. If I'm gonna read the fort, I'm reading like up until it starts to get raunchy. I don't want to read porn. That's not my thing. I don't care for that. I can't watch it.
Looking at the silverware drawer, and shit hit the fan, and I'm done.
Finn. So much better. I can actually see how these things without there being gunk. What do I... No, I don't want to know what... Okay, yeah, don't send me. Don't send me that right now. Send it to me after, or send to me and I just won't look.
Then what's even the point?
Well, I don't want to look right now. That's the key thing. I don't want to look because then I'm gonna have to do the show with that in my brain. No, not gonna do that. I have standards, maybe.
Just take whatever it is and put it on a Roblox character and then send it to him. Then it fits.
At your own peril, apparently. Going on Roblox now, which, hey, let's segue that into our first story. Let me minimize this. Let's get this out of the way. Close out Steam. We don't need that. Got all my stuff working there.
Streamer.
De-professional indeed. Let's get into this, people. let's talk about our first bit of BS. I knew things were bad for Roblox. Here, let me also let me do the thing that Ginger does really well.
Joke's on you. I've been watching so many videos about what you're about to talk about.
Oh yeah. Why did Roblox ban a popular YouTuber who hunts child predators? I'll probably get demonetized just for saying that. I knew there were problems with this game, but I didn't know there were problems with this game. This story is long, people. Let's get into it.
How are you surprised?
The reaction is more, I guess, my surprise. The fact that, well, let me get into the story and I'll give my thought. Send Karis down the Tism rabbit hole. We do that on Thursdays already. I thought that was the point of Tism Thursdays. I'm the guy that doesn't know this stuff, and so Ginger introduces me to it while also asking my real-time reaction. Am I missing something for that?
Are you missing something?
For the, like, going down the that's what I thought. One of the things is Tism Thursday is like you do the Tism and you bring me along as the kind of the new guy who doesn't know half this stuff that's going on, and like I'm being dragged into this world of craziness of weird stuff like Garfield forever and ever and ever
and ever. Alzheimer's.
Oh my god, Alzheimer's Garfield. But let's see what's going on. What Steven has to say.
Just read the article.
Yeah. Efforts by the creator Schlep have led to 6 arrests, but he contends Roblox is targeting him for highlighting the platform's safety issues. When Michael, a YouTuber from Texas, better known as Schlep, was 8, he was groomed on Roblox. Great way to start your story. The highly successful online children's sandbox game. A popular developer sent him sexually explicit and gory content, manipulating him to the point that he tried to take his own life. The 22-year-old now alleges. My mom reached out to Roblox after I made a suicide attempt, unquote. Are we even allowed to say that word these days, or am I going to get yeeted off the platform? We'll find out. And was in the hospital, Schlep tells us. They blew her off entirely. Schlep requested his full name not be used for privacy reasons. When reached for comment yesterday, a Roblox representative did not address Schlep's allegations directly. Motivated by that experience, Schlep, whose YouTube channel counts 620,000 subscribers, that's pretty good, has made it his mission for the last 2 years to keep predators off Roblox. This game has over 120 monthly active users. Well, that's where they've all been, apparently. 40% of whom are preteens, which makes all seeing human moderation incredibly difficult. Since 2018, over 24 individuals have been, quote, accused of abducting or abusing victims they'd met or groomed using Roblox, end quote. That's a long quote. Bloomberg reported last year. Schlep's videos featuring predator stings have led to the arrest of 6 different U.S. men, of course U.S., allegedly caught online messaging decoys whom they thought were minors, mimicking the blueprint of created by To Catch a Predator decades ago. Schlep works with controversial hunters like EDP Watch and Predator Poacher. Oh, this whole stream's getting demonetized, people. Just wait. To meet and confront these men, he says he either coordinates with local police or calls the authorities once the sting is underway. That's reasonable. Schlep's most recent viral video, which reached 2.7 million views. A member of his team pretended to be an underage girl to chat with a Central Californian man. In June, the man agreed to meet who he thought was an underage girl at a local park. Schlep and the YouTuber Gideon, okay, of EDP Watch, who has 4.3 million subscribers, nice number there, were there to greet him instead. Surprise, motherfucker. Schlepp called the local police and the man was arrested. Sounds like a pretty open and shut case. Kick.com incoming soon? I have a kick.com. I just haven't been able to link it there. Easy ban children off the internet. No, we have to ban everybody else off the internet for children, remember?
Happened to California. He was probably let go and enjoyed a nice glass of wine with Pelosi afterwards.
Damn.
Let me introduce you to Joe. He likes sniffing people's hair.
Ugh. On Friday, Schlepp, known for... We're barely through this story. Schlepp, known for the avatar clad in orange shirt and a cap bearing the letter R, received a cease and desist notice from Roblox Corporate, boy, I'm butchering this, which claims that he had been committing, quote, unauthorized and harmful activities, end quote, including... lots of quotes here. Engaging in simulated child endangerment conversations, end quote. And another quote, directing users to move conversations off platform, end quote. Roblox closed all of his accounts. He had more than one, apparently. Some of which he had since he was 8, and told him he couldn't make any more. I've got things to say, but I'll wait. Vigilante groups will face consequences. Dun dun dun. Oh boy. The same day, Roblox chief safety officer, fitting title, Matt Kaufman, published a blog post on the company's website about its moderation policies and working with law enforcement. The fourth section addresses vigilantes, which Roblox defines as groups or individuals violating our policies to entrap users or otherwise self-police the platform. Why do you need a policy specifically labeled like that? That's interesting. Any account, including those of vigilante groups or individuals, I'm not going to keep going on with all these quotes. There's so many. Violating our policies will face consequences up to and including removal and banning where warranted, Kaufman writes. That seems like such a detrimental thing. You were banned off Roblox. You monster. Schlepp believes the blog post was released as a direct response to his videos. Maybe. Schlepp has been hailed as a hero in some quarters of the internet, with the hashtag #FreeSchlepp trending on X for several days. It's Twitter. Schlepp deserves a Schlepp deserves a fucking medal for the shit he's done to stop these monsters, and he's one user writes. It's sad to see how Roblox is treating him when he is the one who is making the platform a better place, writes another. But apparently Roblox Corp, the $91 billion public company that owns and operates the platform, disagrees. His company, let's take a little break. Stock went down sometime yesterday, but is doing a little bit of recovery. It's only gone down a tiny bit, but that's a hit. That's a hit somewhere.
Now they can only afford 2 Ferraris. I know.
Those poor rich bastards. Shame, Schlepp, shame. It's important to speak with the right sources. I think I know what this part is. It's important to speak with the right sources to really understand how vigilante and individuals and groups operate. IG violating policies around sharing PII. Okay. Engaging in sexual conversations, lying about their ages, all while having a profit motive to evade detection instead of providing companies like ours with all the information to take necessary action. A representative says. They give it to the intern to read that script. The Roblox platform is broken up into thousands of different games that can be made by anyone, including condos designed for erotic role play. Oh boy, sounds like Second Life. After our interview, Schlepp shared a couple of servers for me to check out the problem firsthand. Within minutes of my joining, multiple users asked in public chat to, quote, freak or condo, end quote, over private message. I'm guessing that's code in game for things. When a user wrote, "I'm a minor, please don't touch me," Another responded, "You gotta tell them you're old. They like kids." Whew. What happened to looking for group or looking for raid days of World of Warcraft? Schlepp says he tried sending information about predators he's found to Roblox through its moderation systems, creating tickets like the company recommends, but feels his work falls on deaf ears. The cease and desist letter and all its is the first real contact they've ever given me, he says. If they've opened a line with me, they would directly be acknowledging the predators on their platform, and them doing that in itself is an admission that their site isn't safe. So much to unpack here. Alan Jones, welcome. Do we have? No, we don't. Damn it, Steve. I have to put the Alan clip on every single tab, and I'm slowly working my way there. I enjoyed Second Life back in 2005 or so. I think Second Life was almost like Facebook or MySpace. Damn near everybody had one. Fumbling my words, just like Jeff Goldblum. All kinds of fumfring. It is so hot. Give me the nuclear winter, people. Just bring it. I am peeling back the curtain. This is a different person, I think. Benjamin Simon focuses on Roblox moderation problems on his 1.22 million subscriber YouTube channel, Ruben Sim. Okay. Vigilantism is where you take the law into your own hands, Simon points out. That's not what Schlepp is doing. All he's doing is reporting these people to the police. You know he's not trying to arrest them himself. Yeah, that's reasonable. You see a thing, like this is the big thing in at airports. TSA's big motto, because it's technically like federal property-ish. You see something, say something. What's to miss about this? There's so much here. I don't know if we're going to go through all of this. Go through a little bit more. Going back in 2021, Roblox sued Simon, alleging he created a cyber mod, posting an image of Hitler in game, and suggested on Twitter that a terrorist attack would occur at the October 2021 Robots developer. I remember hearing about this a little bit. Yeah, that kind of made some headlines. The two parties settled in early 2022 when Simon agreed. There's helicopters coming for me, people. I'm talking about stuff. With Simon agreeing to pay the company $150,000 not to make any more Roblox accounts. Oh, he certainly lost a lot there. Can't make more Roblox accounts. You poor creature. Predator hunting content in general is a controversial subject online. Why? The prototype and the format to catch predators canceled in 2008 after NBC settled a $105 million lawsuit with the family of a Sting target who died by suicide. I always wondered why it got canceled. Didn't know that. Since then, dozens of amateur predator hunters, some of whom I've encountered in the past, have taken their activities into the real world. According to USA Today, 3/4 of the states have had online predator stings. Only 3/4 of the states? It seems like rookie numbers. Schlepp has been criticized on the legal front before. In March, a 20-year-old man was arrested in Virginia after Schlepp and Gideon, again butchering that, met him at a local library. Schlepp video of the arrest pulled in 1.9 million views. Very nice. The manner in which EDP Watch conducted the operation without any notice or involvement of law enforcement until after the confrontation occurred in a public place raises serious concerns. A Commonwealth attorney told. If attorney said that, was the attorney defending the person arrested? There's more information there. But Schlepp swears that everything he does is by the book, and that he has his... my eyes are starting to zoom out. No, this is the beginning of the show. We can't be doing this. I swear he does everything.
All we've got here is legal jargon buzzwords
Mhm.
to make the public think that he's doing dangerous shit. And that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is he's going out, he's luring these shredder fodder out into the open, shining a big bright light on them for everyone to see the monsters that they are. And the big, bad, important people who think that they're above everything and that they need to be treated special because they have this job that they're supposed to be doing is getting shown up by a guy who's making way more than they are, doing everything that they should be doing, and they're not.
Ginger?
I mean, I've watched a lot of celebs videos, one of which where they went to like Hawaii and caught some fucking creep. And I watch a lot
Damn.
of predator catching content, and I fuck with what these vigilantes do. I mean, the police ain't gonna do it, so somebody's gotta do it. And unfortunately, Roblox is just one of those places that because it's very much mostly gonna be kids playing. Unfortunately, that kind of attracts the creeps and the predators. So
Mhm.
yeah, they're gonna be there. Somebody's got to stop them. Roblox doesn't do a damn thing to really stop them. Every once in a blue moon, you'll see an account get reported and then get banned. Most of the time, nothing happens. Schlep already talked about in his video about this whole situation that there was situations where he literally got somebody arrested and then Roblox didn't ban their accounts. So
They got caught, and the support just said, nothing to do.
essentially, that's just how it is. Roblox doesn't really care about child safety whatsoever. They care about the PR. They don't want the PR of, oh my god, there's predators on the platform. Stop shining a big shiny light on this plague of our platform. Please stop doing that. That makes us look bad. It might make the investors pull out. Like that's all it really is. It's just, what's the word? It's posturing. It's
Optics.
PR. It's all of that
It's
shit.
it's
and
like
more.
HR. It's what's going to cost them more. Does it cost them more to get rid of the predator or get rid of the victim? Well, the victim's less likely going to be speaking up about it and therefore less likely to raise a stink. And because there's not going to be an arrest record, there's going to be absolutely nothing in the public domain to be found about it. So therefore, we get rid of the victim and leave the predator where they're at. And therefore, there's no report that this person was using their platform to prey on small children.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, I echo that one. Very disgusting. They seem to care more about their optics than they do about actually protecting children. If you're going to run a platform that is going to be mostly children, then you better have the responsibility and the staff in place to ensure that there is safety being enforced on said platform. But Roblox apparently just, for whatever reason, even though they're $91 billion, I guess that's not enough to get a couple staff members on there that can investigate these creeps and get them off. So just like with the police, the vigilantes have to step in. The police also don't have the resources, or at least they don't want to dedicate the resources to finding creeps in the community. So vigilantes have to go out there, lure them in, then report them to the police. And depending on the jurisdiction, some of the police officers take it seriously, put them in handcuffs, try to see what they can do about prosecuting them. Some of them are fucking dickheads and be like, well, we can't really arrest them tonight, but if you send all the evidence over here, I'm like, nothing, you know very well nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I find it odd that I think it's a disservice to sit there and try and call them vigilantes, because they're not doing vigilante stuff. Yes,
No, they're not
they are
Batmaning
doing
this.
the work. Yes, they are putting in the time. They are collecting the evidence. They're doing it properly. But they are not going out. They are not putting hands on people.
Well, some of them are.
Well, some of them, yeah, but I mean, Schlepp, this isn't vigilantism.
I mean, it still is vigilantism. Vigilantism is just pretty much any act of enforcing law or order that's done by basically a private citizen and not, um, officials. So what they're doing is still vigilantism, just like Batman. Batman's not the police. He's going out there and stopping criminals, but he's not the police. He might get them put in jail after the fact, but he's not working directly with the police to catch these criminals. He's doing it on his own time, his own dollar.
Literally.
So it still falls into vigilantism.
No,
It might be good.
necessarily, because he's working with the police. Vigilantism is a self-appointed group of citizens who undertake law enforcement in their community without legal authority. And he's not taking over any kind of law enforcement. He's collecting evidence and he's giving it to the police and saying, hey, I'm going to go meet with this child predator. I've got all the proof. You guys want to tag along and put him in cuffs after I'm done talking to him, by all means. But he's not going out there and putting cuffs on the guy. He's asking questions. He's getting answers. And he's shining a light on this guy's face. Or on the people's face.
It's a little bit different. What To Catch a Predator did, well, except for the first sting operation. Their first sting, they actually did not have any involvement with the police. The predators literally walked afterwards. They quickly got that reassessed, and by I think the second sting operation, they already had actual collaboration with police. But most of these vigilantes aren't actually direct. Sometimes they can get the police to directly collaborate and be on the ready, ready to already put the cuffs on. But most of the time, they conduct the sting and then they call the police. So therefore, it's not really in collaboration with the police, because all they're doing is basically collecting evidence and then calling the police on somebody who's committing a crime. So it's basically like, oh, I see somebody robbing a bank, I'm going to call the police on them.
Well, I wonder also if, depending on the state, if a citizen's arrest would be legal for them to do.
Should be. I think citizen's arrest is when you arrest somebody who you think is committing a federal offense, or is that felony?
They have to be actively committing a crime.
Yeah.
Because then in that case, I don't know if you could do a citizen's arrest, because are they technically committing a crime? It would probably be some weird legal mumbo jumbo that lawyers would have to argue.
Well, that's the thing, is you'd have to, if you're in Schlepp's position, and this is why I find this interesting, you're in Schlepp's position, you've made the choice, you've been a victim of one of these groomers, even though there's probably other words we can use for it, and you want to stop this, you're going to research, you're going to tism the hell out, and wherever this person happens to be, or wherever you are, you're going to want to know, what can I do? What is legal for me to do? Can I tape them? Can I wiretap them? Can I intercept them? Can I arrest them? From my position, I would want to know everything that I can do, short of calling PD. Might even talk to a lawyer. Spend a few $100s consulting, get your couple hours of time. So I would like to think that Schlepp has done his homework in that regard, and would prefer the police to just come in, basically, all right, here's like, I can't remember which one of you said, here's the dump truck load of evidence, here's the logs, here's everything, here's them wanting to sodomize me with whatever, enjoy, have fun. And I would like to think that the option of a citizen's arrest depending on, again, state, county, city, there's so many rules you have to figure out while doing this. I'd like to think that's possibly an option for this guy to use. Whether or not he chooses to use it out of safety is another matter. But
let's look at this up to see if anybody online has said anything.
In regards to what Schlepp's doing,
and I will eat his mozzarella sticks.
no, you get one
All right,
because you're the co-host here. Ginger's the guest. What do I have for Ginger? You get a gummy bear.
Yeah,
a
it
popsicle
says that
stick.
a police officer only needs to believe that a crime has occurred, but a citizen must actually see a crime happening. And I don't know if technically showing up to the Sting House is a crime in progress yet. It's more it's an intent to do a crime, which I think would not allow them to do a citizen's arrest. Like a police officer can arrest you for showing up to the Sting House because they believe that you're about to commit a crime. But for a citizen, they can't arrest just because they believe you're about to commit a crime.
The presumption of meeting the child would already have to have been taken place for the citizen to make the arrest. What was that? The EDP 445 kind of scenario?
Well, no, in all these situations, they're showing up to the Sting House for the obvious intent, right? But still, technically speaking, a crime has not occurred yet. So therefore, a citizen cannot do the arrest.
As disgusting as it sounds, you would have to see them with the minor, touching the minor, or
doing the stuff,
something of that nature. You've got to see hands being put on the person. The other issue, and I get, like, legal wise, you've got the whole, depending on which state you're in, you've got to either run away from conflict or you can stand your ground or whatever, because the fucking DA in that state is a corrupt piece of shit and will go after the person who's trying to help the community instead of going after the monster antagonizing the community.
Literally, the squeaky wheel is getting replaced rather than greased.
Yeah.
I mean, the long and short of it is that this is just a dick move by Roblox. You got somebody who's trying to basically do your job for you since you don't want to do it, and you're like, no, stop doing that. If you better never do that ever again. I'm like,
I mean, it's very possible, in my humble opinion, maybe not so humble opinion, that the guy likes to wear a fur suit and a fur ass plug.
Does it vibrate?
And he's got the letters CEO on his desk.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It's just like the people that run VR chat. They're all fucking furries and degenerates.
He's got a direct line to anal violence, and he's got a special rig set up for when he's running around.
Yes, a crossover. The crossover we never saw coming.
Damn.
Fall blocks.
We had the predecessor of that was Fall Guys. Sequel will be Fall Blocks.
I have Fall Boys.
Maybe. I have two thoughts on that part that you mentioned, Scaly. The idea of the CEO willingly turning a blind eye to this. There's that thought that enters my brain, which is like, that's the knee-jerk reaction of my brain that says, oh, they really, not only do they not care, they might even be complicit at this. There's the other thought that one of you had mentioned, which is they are supposed to be policing this. they've been turning just a blind eye because, oh, it costs too much money, it's too difficult, it doesn't bring us in any money. And so someone else is doing it, making their brand look bad by highlighting all this garbage. It makes me think back to, I think it was a couple months ago, Philip DeFranco did a video on either like Bumble, Tinder, one of those massive dating sites that had gotten in trouble for not protecting the women's side of the dating app when all of these reports were coming out about these dangerous people. They then, in an effort to save face, created this like committee or department within the company to gather information on these dangerous people, and they hired someone for this position. This was like a 35-minute video, I think, at the time. They hired someone for this position, they developed all this stuff, and right as they were about to essentially start cracking down, the executives pulled the plug and everything, fired the person, said, we're done, we're not going to use any of this information. Months and months after they had claimed that, yeah, we're going to do all this stuff to help these women. Meanwhile, they had all this data that showed who these dangerous people were. They could have done something and they did nothing. And then more stuff happened again, and they got hit in the headlines again. So I'm wondering if this is a similar situation where they may have developed plans to fix this, and it just would have cost too many man hours. I feel like it always comes back to the numbers. You would have either had to buy systems or software to negate this sort of thing, to nip it in the ass, or you would have had to hire a lot more specialists, not just employees at a call center to crunch numbers, like what I'm pretty sure people like Pirate Software did when they were working for DoD. Oh, I work for DoD, just cybersecurity.
What I don't get is why groups like let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and say it. Let's take a group like Collective Shout, because they're front and foremost because of what's going on with MasterCard and Visa.
Absolutely.
Why is it that if they're so gung-ho about protecting girls and children, why aren't they putting pressure on the credit card companies against places like Roblox, where child predators are abundant? Why aren't they going that route instead of the one that they've chosen?
They care about anime titties more.
It's a video game.
God forbid.
It's not about. It's because it's not about children.
That is an interesting point. They claim that they're about protecting children. This is a game that when it first came out, I didn't really know that it was kind of tiered as a kids game. I thought it was like a massive MMO Minecraft kind of thing, just what I saw. And over time I learned that from the neighbors that I have, oh, Roblox is pretty much a kids game. And so yeah, it's like this is a massive concentration of kids.
My kids play Roblox, so they still kind of play Roblox. That's why the PC was set up in the living room, where there is no closed door, there is no hiding away.
No option.
I can see everything that's going on. I can hear everything that's being said. I can parent.
Yeah,
but then again, there's the other half of it. Is, there's another third of it, which is, where are the fucking parents?
that is the question of the generation, I suppose. Where are the parents?
You ask that, but I think it's very obvious. Here, Sonny, take this iPad and play yourself some Roblox so you'll shut the fuck up.
Yep, that's a sound clip right there. That whole statement is a motto for certain parents.
When my kids were younger and they had an iPad, the thing was fucking locked down, where the only thing they could access was preloaded shit from like Toon Disney back in 2010.
Yep.
So they could watch their cartoon, the cartoons that I knew were on there. They're not sitting there or surfing YouTube. They're not surfing all this other bullshit.
They were playing.
It takes 5 minutes to lock that shit down.
They were playing
And
Angry Birds.
I don't know shit about computers, and I was able to do it.
Yep.
That's
Oh my
why
God,
you're an old
parenting.
man.
You can't blame parents. Oh, yes, I can, because I was a parent, and there was things that I saw my stepson do that I would have to walk in and say, "Let's chat. Where did you learn this?"
Oh, my oldest son. I go into a lot of detail, but my oldest son got in massive trouble at school where he was almost suspended when he was living with his mother before I took and had him come live with me because she wasn't paying attention to him. She wasn't watching what he was doing. She was more concerned about living her life and being able to have fun and not have to be a parent because she didn't want to waste time on that. You know, she needed her time, quote unquote. It's like, no, I'm sorry. At this point, you've had your fun. You've done your shit. Now you're sitting there trying to run around and be a fucking teenager again and be the cool mom. And our son is going to get himself expelled from school because you're not paying attention to him and he's drowning.
Yeah.
So he comes and lives with me, and within 2 months, his grades are up. His attitude's 180 from where it was. He's communicating. He's talking to people again. And he's not withdrawn and hating life and just the creepy kid that walked down the hall. All of that was gone within 2 months of him living with me. So what did she get? She got a divorce. I got child support, and she got herpes.
Oh, yeah! Fuck her! Yeah! Let's go.
Where's the cheer sound? I don't have.
Wait,
I don't. No. Oh, okay, good. I was gonna say nothing that I currently. Nothing that I currently have loaded would make sense. Would fit.
No.
No. No. No.
But
Ban me harder, Daddy.
it's just simple parenting. It's just taking the time to sit down, have a meal with them every, they can do their own thing for dinner if they don't want to do stuff, but sitting down with them at least once a week, talking about school, making sure that they communicate. This is what's going on at school, talking to the teachers and letting the teachers know going, hey, I am 100% in your guys' corner, but I need you to tell me if they are stepping out of line, you need to let me know so I can get it addressed immediately. Don't wait a week. Don't wait 2 weeks and then go, oh, we've been having this issue and it's been compounding and compounding. It's like, no, tell me right away so I can address it then and there. Because when you're correcting the behavior of an animal, you can't sit there and go, okay, I'm going to let it piss in the corner for a month and then smack it in the head with a newspaper and go, no.
Wish my mom would have done that with me.
Damn.
Not that I'm saying that you should smack a kid in the head with a rolled up newspaper, but
I got hit with a fly swatter.
When I was a kid, it was, here's the pruning shears, go cut a switch.
Oh, yes, the old, you better be a good switch too. If it's a wimpy little switch, it's gonna be a bigger beating.
There's no winning with the switch because it'll either snap or it'll leave welts.
Yep.
I like those ones that make the nice whipping sound. You can just hear the air going past it. They just the aerodynamics as that switch goes across my ass.
Hey, peeing in the corner in a video game is different than peeing in the corner in the real world. That is me escaping realism.
Yes. That's why we do it. Every game gets a piss corner just for him. Yep.
I mean, it takes, if you're going to have kids, it takes 5 minutes to sit down and have a conversation with them and go, hey, what's going on at school? Hey, do you need help with homework? What are you doing at school? And taking an interest in what they're doing and not just sitting there pretending like they don't exist. I mean, fuck.
That is a portion of this.
Kids, then get yourself snipped or wear a condom or fucking zip tie the penis until it falls off because you're not using it properly anyway.
Are you advocating for eugenics?
Maybe.
Base.
That's a different subject. Talking about Sydney Sweeney's genes is a whole different story. But that definitely that definitely ties in a little bit to some of what would help people like Schlep not need to work nearly as hard if parents took even a modicum of interest in what their kids are doing. Schlep was 8 years old. 8! When he got groomed. Jed! Welcome. Welcome to Heavy Hour. We're starting up with a banger of a story here, but
SkyTex is not even here.
Yes, happy Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Wait.
Well, technically it's Tuesday, but he's
for him. Yep.
It's morning for him. It's evening for us.
I had to think like, wait, it's Wednesday? I gotta fly out tomorrow. Damn it. No. I had a slight panic attack. Just the slightest. But no, it's fine. But yeah, there's multiple things that could help fix this bad, just absolute, not just PR disaster, but what is happening in this game that this has become such a shopping center for predators, for people like Schlep and others that are still getting groomed. There's a kid that lives next door to me. He is between 10 and 12. And I could probably, without even rolling a dice, hit a 20 over the fact that at one point this kid has probably been approached by someone to go into a private room. Just because he's vocal, he likes to scream and make himself known in games like Call of Duty, like Roblox. It's very easy. But also, responsibility needs to go on the executives, which, given that they would rather shoot the messenger, literally, that doesn't seem to be the biggest priority. It's not the sort of thing where, hey, you found these problems, come work with us, show us what you've got. You know, let's incorporate what you've got into some kind of plan of action. I always think, well, not always, but I often think back to, it's a weird example to use, but Counter-Strike was a mod that got more popular than the original Half-Life game itself that Valve made. What did Valve do? They hired the 2 guys, I think, out of Seattle or Bellevue to be on the team, say, hey, we want to use what you've got. Come work for us. They didn't want to compete with them, even though they probably thought about it. No, they hired them. They put them on the team, put them to use. Roblox. Here's your chief security officer, Schlep. Hire him. But
security engineer.
Security engineer. Yeah. In this case, this guy probably is of engineering mindset, so he probably would earn that title.
All right, calm down, Mudahar.
I don't know Hindu.
Shredder's great again.
Yep. Make Shredder's great again. What have I missed? The micromanaging by other people in the school system makes it really hard to discipline in a way that won't get CPS on you. Yeah, there's that aside too. If you try to be the good parent in like the logical way, CPS apparently doesn't like that, because as Attorney Tom once put it, the system does not like people who are self-reliant, which is a just garbage statement to say, but it's unfortunately where we are.
The thing is, in a situation like that, if you're worried about something like that happening, then document everything you do. Document.
Yeah.
Because when CPS comes knocking on your door, you've got everything there. You've got your fucking timetable, you've got your spreadsheet, you've got the fucking from this is what happened at the start at this time, this is where it went to, this is how it occurred, this is what was the result. They can't do jack shit. If they try to go forward with it, then you take it to a judge, and the judge ends up siding most of the time with you because you've got that fucking document.
You have it written down.
They do look for excuses. They absolutely do. I know, I've been there. The only reason I didn't have any issues is because I fucking documented everything. So CPS showed up and the cops were there, and the cops were like, you can't do fucking shit. He's above board. Go fuck yourself.
Yep. Yeah, that's a lot of parents don't. I would presume they don't document stuff. Again, I was a parent. I had to start documenting things. I had to start writing things down because you forget stuff. So much happens in your life. You're not going to remember this thing that happened 6 months ago on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. No. But yeah, there's problems in Roblox.
No, I mean, they'd go outside, they'd play, they'd hit themselves in the head with something stupid, take a picture, send it to the school, and go, hey, heads up, this is what happened. The school was really good too, because the school also was like, yeah, they were roughhousing, and he got socked in the head full force when somebody kicked the soccer ball right into his face, and here's the report and everything.
Damn.
Like, yeah, kids are gonna do kid stuff. I mean, shit, when I was when I was a kid, I was jumping off of big toy thing, log structures and stuff that were like 20 feet up in the air, and just like launching myself off. I'm like, I can fly, bitch. Then I'd hit the ground and realize, yeah, I wasn't flying.
Nope, you were falling
for that
with
half
style.
second, I thought I was there, I was defying gravity for that little bit of time.
You believed. Yeah, Skytech says, yeah, you can't discipline your kids anymore at all. People online, including these groomers, will coach kids on how to discourage discipline by going to teachers saying, Mom deprives me of X. As outlandish as that might seem, no, that's a thing that absolutely has happened. When my stepson of many decades long ago, he would be addicted to the Wii or his tablet. And so with a little bit of research, I'd go and put limits. I don't think at the time I could put a limit, or like a convincing limit, on the Wii. So I would just literally I would tell him, okay, you've got like 1 hour or an hour and a half. And I would literally set a timer, and I'd be in the house. And once that hour was up, all right, turn off. The tablet was easier. You can literally set times. Okay, here's your currency of 1 hour. Runs out, I would have to override if I wanted to allow more. But me doing that, he would complain to his grandparents, and then I would hear about it later down the road, in which case I would say, I don't care. You're not his parents. He's addicted to these things, and he needs to have these limited. Because if I didn't stop him, from the moment he woke up in the morning to the moment he'd go to bed, he would be nonstop playing these things. It's like, no.
Yeah.
he is like, I raised him from the age of 5 till 9 or 10. And that's the age where it's still like he's all over the place. And there was a point where I'm still frustrated by this, but he stopped using the bathroom. He would shit his pants because he didn't want to go use the bathroom. And I tried working on remedies to fix this situation, to encourage him, hey, it's okay, take a break. The game's not going away. This is back, of course, when you could pause games. Nowadays, you can barely pause a game. Even a single-player game, you can't pause. Back then, yeah, pause the game. Go use the bathroom. No, he would go and complain to his grandparents. And they would just get him more underwear, because you have to throw the underwear away almost. It's like, yeah, I know what that's like, having someone come in and say, you're not parenting right because you need to just make it easier for him. Just give him what he wants. No.
Just bring back the good old days. Ooh. Here, Tim, let me show you something. This is called outside. This is grass. See that over here?
Don't
next
you dare
to the
mention
house?
Grass. You better stop
See
that
this
right
over
now.
here next to the house? This is called a spigot. It's got a hose connection.
Hey, wait a minute.
To it.
Whoa,
When you're
what did you just say?
When you're thirsty, you turn it on and water comes out. Now, go run around outside and don't come back until the sun goes down.
Now, see, I tried that as well. Guess what he did? He went down the road to his grandparents' house, who let him play on their game system. I couldn't win. I'm giving a lot of excuses. It's because I tried numerous things over the years, and it always came back to the grandparents like countering me in every possible way. I eventually left that whole situation. Divorce happened. Yeah. I'm not saying I was a great parent. I was a terrible parent. I don't think I was good at all, but I tried to.
Well, that's going into Kiwi Farm's thread.
Sure. I don't care. How much? Oh, a bad parent on the internet? No.
Oh, you're dumb, buddy.
Toast.
Only if he had at some point tried to put it online and monetize it.
Oh, family channels. My favorite.
No. Daddy05? Hell no. Hey, Wade. Wait, Karis love Power Ranger? What?
I don't know what that means, and it scares me.
I know there's the love, like, what is it? The Care Bears. And then there's the Power Rangers. Was there a Love Power Ranger? I stopped watching after the very first, like, series. I didn't watch any of that later stuff that they came out with.
Care Bears really weren't into love. They were more into voyeurism, because their whole thing was the Care Bear stare.
Yeah. Probably. Oh, Karis would start Fortnite only for Power Rangers. I only played Fortnite during the, like, Marvel announcement, and I got very bored after that, because it's like, oh, I'm just getting, like, Iron Man parts and Wakanda stuff. Like, this is just Marvel game. Yeah, I got bored of it.
Forever.
You could not beat me and convince me to play Fortnite.
That was the that was the end of the sentence. You cannot beat me.
That's a reasonable statement.
You cannot beat me.
Hey DG, you're a great parent because you gave a shit and tried to make it. I tried. I feel like I failed, but I certainly tried.
Tried, and you got mozzarella sticks.
I did. Here they are. Yum yum. Yum yum. Yeah, okay. If anyone tries to zoom in on that, they're not going to see anything docs worthy. Green Power Rangers in Fortnite. Was that? That was White Ranger after they like changed a bunch of stuff up, I think, because I know there's one guy. What was it? Jason David Frank, I think was his name. He had one of those three-worded names. Peace. Yes. He was awesome. He was quite the badass. Him like David Hayter loved the character that he played. He just absolutely loved it. Didn't matter if it was like a cheesy.
I got to meet him. Haha.
I met David Hayter. I met Solid Snake.
No, I meant Jason David Frank.
Oh, yeah, well, that's cool.
Unlike the people that you've met, the people that Ginger's met ended up no longer being with us.
It's like the Sonic Chew. It's like the Sonic Chew medallion, man. Once you get around me, you either die or get doxxed or something.
It's not the Red Letter Media
There's
curse.
The Hope Diamond.
No, the Red Letter Media curse, where you just mention them in passing and they suddenly die like a month or so later. Hopefully that's not the case. But yes, Roblox.
See, that's what you did wrong. You didn't send 50 letters to your closest friends to keep people alive.
Okay. You got paths for Green White Ranger skin in Halo. Now I'm not cool to join the show. I didn't know this. You means kids as cats. Okay. I feel dumb right now. I don't know what that means. You came in late? Oh, that's fine. I think you were already streaming. Green White Rangers are the same. Yeah, they were by the same guy, I think, played them. I remember the several like decades later, you got the yellow power, red power, blue power, and then the white guy. Hi. Because they're not gonna say it. Good times.
Billy Powder, we're retarded.
Wait, did you say Billy Powder?
I heard.
Are we sure?
We're sprinkling Billyisms. Not
Billy
Mitchell.
Crowder. No, it's Billy Crowder.
Billy Crowder. Oh.
Change my chromosomes.
No. Or maybe, yeah. Put that in there. Change my. I'm retarded. Change my chromosomes. Just sitting there in the table. So who cares? I always see Grandpa from 1974 version. Grandpa of the Power Ring.
Why does it feel like Wade's having his own conversation right now?
He's talking about Power Rangers, and I think I might understand what he's talking about. I know like some of the footage is from old show, like Japanese shows that they just imported at one point.
The Super Sentai series, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then that might be what he's referring to. But yeah, Roblox, kind of garbage. I didn't want to really play it then, and I don't want to play it now. The fact that the 06 Camelot car with my damn logo on the hood of the thing was made into the Roblox. I feel I should probably be offended by that now.
I just realized this has turned into autism talk, our pixel autism. We've been on this Roblox story for like an hour.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We'll move on a bit, and we'll talk about an article that came out way back in July, but I've been hanging on to it. The future of MMOs is indie. Gaming's biggest and most ambitious genre needs that small studio spirit. Yep. This is pretty much what I've been saying for a lot of games for a while. Oh yeah, the MMO bomb. I don't see them do a whole lot of stuff, but when they do, they seem to really get my attention. Hades, Stardew Valley, Vampire Survivors, Balatro, Hollow Queen, Celeste, Undertale, Terraria, Cuphead, Slay the Spire, Phasmophobia. All really interesting games that started as indie and then completely blew up in their own way. Indie games are the future of gaming. I said that during my first episode. Small teams, sometimes even solo developers, keep providing you don't need a massive budget or a big name publisher to make something players fall in love with. Yeah. I want that same indie spirit to... I want that. Well, they're speaking for themselves, aren't you, Matthew? I want that same indie spirit to reshape one of the industry's biggest and most ambitious genres, MMOs. Okay.
No, that's not going to work.
The idea of it, this is why I found this article interesting, is the idea of an MMO being an indie game that was tried years ago with, well, I'll finish the article first. Let's be real, the MMO space has been stuck for years. Kind of, yeah. Big studios keep chasing the ghosts of World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV. What about 11? Pumping out formulaic games design, more for monetization and retention than actual innovation. Flashy launches, sure, but fun wears off fast. That's why indie developers are so important. I'm not saying indie MMOs are flawless, but honestly, why'd you write it like that? There aren't even a ton of them yet. Off the top of my dome, I can only name Bitcraft Online, Palia, and Temtem. I know Palia. Scaly, you might have told me about Temtem. These games.
I don't think so.
Unless it's probably a different
where are
one.
all the other ones? You've got World of Warcraft, you've got your Final Fantasy. We don't talk about 11. 11 doesn't exist. Dragon's Quest, or not Dragon's Quest, but Elven Quest, isn't it?
Let me see here.
That's still a thing.
Elven Quest. Let's type
That
it
still
properly.
exist.
Elven Quest, that was a game, not BBC radio show. Elven Assassin on MetaQuest. Elven Quest by Basmitsio Software on itch.io. No,
Either
again,
way.
it's a show.
Been a bunch of MMOs out there, and they all try to do
They're all boring.
the same thing. They all fall short. Some hold your attention for a little while, and then they let the blue-haired weirdos in. And EverQuest, that's the name.
Oh, okay. That one did enter my brain, but I didn't think you were talking about that. Yeah, EverQuest,
EverQuest,
which was right, well, not right, but it was sometime before World of Warcraft, which I didn't know that Smash JT actually worked on that game. So that's interesting.
Yeah, you got
But yeah,
EverQuest, Star Wars Galaxies.
Mm.
And there's been a lot of MMOs, and some have been free, some have been paid service. Once you've played one, or two, you've pretty much done it all. It's just rinse and repeat.
In some cases, yeah. If we go back to the early 2000s, there was a paid one called Mage Storm, which I played for a short time. You can now get that. I think it's just freeware because someone went down the route of, the Unreal path, and they restored it. And so you can just play that for free now, I believe. But yeah, there were plenty of paid games that weren't really MMO in nature. World of Warcraft took and just said, we need the biggest damn world possible. We need to have portals that go to other servers. Our game is so big. And it also, game came out in 2004. It's 2025. There's been so many expansions. I don't know the story anymore. I don't care about the story. But I know what they're getting at. Essentially the Terraria level of an MMO. I can see it in my brain, but executives can't because they're number crunchers. There's no way that Phasmophobia will work as an MMO for an executive's brain because it doesn't tick all the boxes that they want. As much as I would try a Phasmophobia MMO, that'd be fascinating. You get a giant Amazon warehouse kind of facility, and you get 20 or 30 ghost hunters all going in, and you've just got ghosts and demons and spirits all over the place hunting people. That would be absolutely amazing. I would pay $5 to $10 a month to play that, but no executive's going to sign off on something like that.
No, DC Universe Online, there's another one.
Oh yeah, City of Heroes, City of Villains. I played City of Heroes for a short time as well. That was another one. That was one of those MMOs that you were one person in a sea of hundreds or thousands. The game was literally designed with, you're not the main character, but you're one of many. You can go help out other characters, which I was fine with.
On this, even what is technically considered an MMO has changed as the goalpost has shifted. So games where you can create a server and have more than 4 people running around in it could technically be considered an MMO now. So 7 Days to Die, Palworld, anything where you can have a bunch of people in it. The one that Skytex wants us to play.
Outbreak.
Yep. Outbreak. Elite Dangerous. No Man's Sky.
I was just thinking of that one, yeah.
These would all also now be considered MMOs. And some of these are small company groups. So, or not small company groups, but small dev teams. So, unfortunately, unless he's talking about massive questing and stuff like you would see in World of Warcraft, this stuff already exists where you gain levels and stuff like that. This stuff exists. It's out there. It's small companies that are doing it that big executives aren't worried about. And you don't have to worry about spending a monthly budget on keeping something going because you own the server that you and your friends are playing on. So I'm going to have to say that, unfortunately, this guy took an idea but didn't really take the time to look to see what's out there, and probably doesn't have a whole lot of friends outside his little friend group online on these games that he does play online.
Yeah, he listed a bunch of games that are popular but they're popular in the single sense. They're popular to the one person that happens to be playing it at that time, multiplied by all the other people. Lethal Company is popular because you can have a lot of people, well, up 4 people, or if you get the modded version, that are all doing crazy stuff on different planets, and there's a lot of people also playing that game. Whereas so as something like Undertale, if I recall, it's just you. Hollow
Undertale,
Knight,
Vampire Survivor, just you.
Cuphead, you could get a second person with you, but that's about it. It's a viral game, sure. Cuphead, I don't think is an MMO. It's you and one other person. You're not going to succeed very well in, well, this is just like a random tangent. You're not going to succeed with a Cuphead session with 30 people. That'd be hilarious to see for about 30 seconds, but it's a nightmare.
Well, I mean, how would you even do something like that? I mean, it's
a nightmare platformer. I don't know that you can.
It's a platformer. It's a 2D platformer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's together. You can't venture off and get lost. And camera, it's just... I mean, it's a novel idea, but that's all it comes down to. It's like, honestly, if that's what you want, then just look for a game that has that art style.
God damn it, Skytex. He sent me Randy Orton with a pussy.
That's why you've been so quiet.
Take away his AI rights, please.
No, because he only really bothers you with that. So I'm okay with it.
Matthew ends with, these games seem like they were built with, they were built with love. And that's something that I've been saying for many episodes back, is indie games are built with, and they're intended to do something. There's less of an aspect of, oh, I want to make $100 million or however many millions of dollars. Like, someone wanted to make an indie game because they wanted to do a thing. They wanted to make this cool idea that they had into reality. And yeah, that it's a nice idea to want the games built with love for something like World of Warcraft, Battlefield 6. The problem is publishers. Publishers don't care about love. The industrialization of video game production doesn't care about love. They want people who want to love to make games. I need to have one of my friends on one of these days. Her relative worked at Valve Software, and it was one of the worst experiences that he's ever had, because he didn't get to work on what he wanted to do, if I recall. I need to reach out to her and like refresh the notes that I have, but he did not get to work on what he wanted. He worked on what Valve Production wanted for the game. That was it. And this is Valve. This is a company that people will suck the dick of no matter what. Although that might be getting a little muddled in recent weeks. But the industrialization of video games, there's no love. It's box checking. Make all these textures, make this art, do this thing. I know what Matthew wants, but I don't think you're gonna get it, because we've seen that it just doesn't really exist. It really doesn't. I wish it did, but it doesn't. And that's okay. Maybe for me, I've accepted it. It's fine if MMOs are not indie. I guess maybe it's the thing of him. He wants there to be them.
It's also fine if everything isn't turned into an MMO. I mean,
yes,
there are some things that just should not get a sequel after a while. There are some things where you just need to sit there and stop and go, you know what? I was happy with what we had in this 1 or 2 games. I mean, look at poor Douglas Adams with The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He wrote a bunch of those books, but the last 2 books, everyone said fell flat. And he even said, I really didn't want to do them, but everyone kept demanding another book. Give us another book. Give us another book. And it ruined the series because people wouldn't let it die.
Yeah. He didn't have the inspiration, sounds like, to keep making stuff, and instead it was just the expectation of making something. I posted this here because I don't know how many of you heard of this game or ever played this. I played a little bit of this, and it was actually pretty fun. This game, there's probably some documentaries out there. The making of this game is an absolute nightmare that involved a bunch of like state grants from Maryland or Massachusetts, something like that.
Bring your wife, we'll fuck her.
Pretty much, yeah. It was one of those kinds of situations where millions of dollars were spent because this game, Kingdoms of Amalur, was supposed to be a competitor to World of Warcraft. That was its conception back even before 2012. It was supposed to be the competitor because World of Warcraft was so big, it was losing players. It was losing Battlefield players, Call of Duty players. And this guy was like, oh, screw this. I want to make a game that competes with WoW. And he got some people on board. But after years and years of development, Big Huge Games, yeah. That's who made it. It was they essentially had a Zack Snyder's Justice League kind of situation where they had such a massive behemoth of a game, they were afraid of it, if I recall. And they didn't think they could put the infrastructure in to make it an MMO. So instead they turned it into a single player game, which is still very good. But if you go through and play this, it screams of something that wants to be World of Warcraft so badly. The engine's a lot better. The graphics are a lot better than even, I think, even modern day World of Warcraft. But it still ended up being like this is a company that they wanted to make, if I recall, like that indie kind of vibe, but on a MMO scale. And they wanted the best of both worlds, and it didn't work. So last
involved in this.
What's that? Oh,
I said Todd McFarlane was involved in this.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. Interesting.
He's a great artist. He's a dick, but he's a good artist.
As is the case with most artists.
Mm.
Oh no, there's a history with Todd. Todd has an ego that rivals fucking the state of Texas.
Hey,
Wow.
wait a minute.
You take Texas, California, and pretty much half the U.S., and you're still not coming close to the size of this man's ego.
It's because
Wow.
he's a filthy maple.
Like, I drew Spider-Man, and now I don't want to work for Marvel anymore, so I'm going to sue you to take Spider-Man with me. Yeah, that didn't go over so well. But I
Wait,
made
that was
him
him?
popular. Yeah, that was him. He's the one that
Holy
sued to try to take Spider-Man. Because
Holy shit.
he made it popular again back in the early 90s.
Okay.
And then
Right.
He left with Rob Liefeld and a couple others, and then they formed Image Comics.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
into comics there in my high school years. So
nice. That's an interesting
I
backstory
followed
there.
that story.
Hmm.
He's responsible for creating Venom.
Okay, so yeah, then this guy has some history. So yeah, big names involved with Kingdoms of Amalur. I want to think there's like a there was like a senator, someone who had a lot of money. Was really, again, you can find documentaries about this. There was a lot of hype around this game, and then when it came out, I was like, just kind of meh. I read what Alan said, but I got distracted. EverQuest released in 99. Yeah, just a shy bit before World of Warcraft. WoW was demoing in 03. Is when like XPlay was talking about it back then, because that's back when Tech TV was still pretty good.
I
in my
mean,
opinion.
I had a lot of fond memories with WoW Classic because at the time I was working at a call center, and everybody on my team was part of the guild, so we were playing Horde. And for 6 months, we got away with the guild name We Eat Babies. Had a
Nice.
our tabard had a cooking pot on it before someone finally complained, and we had to change the guild name because apparently we offended somebody.
Damn lefties. Can't have nothing.
But this was like 2005, I think. But I mean, the game's changed a lot since then. I mean, EverQuest was big. Now it just kind of goes back and forth between World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14.
Mm.
It just goes back and forth, back and forth. The game pisses off the players and they all migrate to the other game, and then that game pisses them off and they all migrate back to the first one.
Yep.
It's like seasonal. Yeah, might as well just make a little cartoon, and all of the people are just like fucking migratory birds going from one game to the other game based on whatever season it is.
Yeah. Seasonal games. There we go.
Yeah.
The game hibernates in the off season. But yeah, MMOs as indies. I would like to see it tried. I would definitely like to see it tried once or twice. And, prove to me that somebody can do it, and I'll believe it. But given what I have seen and what I'm confident that I know about big studios, the only MMOs they're going to have are ones that are massively monetized. They check all the mainstream boxes. This idea of Terraria, like imagine a Terraria game with like ads built into it, monetization, loot boxes. Just imagine all that. And I just pictured Plants vs. Zombies.
Buy this cool table to put in your house.
Hey,
Literally.
look, man. Back in the days of PlayStation Home, I can't tell you how much of my mom's money I spent to buy clothing items and other microtransactions in that, I guess, social space game.
Second Life?
It was basically Second Life. One of these days, I'm doing a stream on PlayStation Home once I figure out how to get access to it on the emulator.
Yeah, you gotta.
Good game.
I need to see this.
We had to play it together. Well, I mean, by play it together, we're just gonna walk around different areas. Like we can go bowling. There's a bowling alley. That's what we used to do a lot of times back in the days. We used to just go to the bowling alley.
You know how many times I did that in Grand Theft Auto 4 because Roman wouldn't shut the hell up and was bored, and I'd have to leave my heist to go pick his ass up.
Let's go bowling,
cousin. It's your cousin. Let's go get a greasy burger, Roman. No. Yep.
You know, if you need a greasy burger and you're ever up in Seattle, there's a great place called Dick's. Dick's Burgers is awesome.
Of Dick's. Wait.
Feel free to clip that out of context. I won't stop you. Just credit me.
I'll sue you.
All right, moving on. This one, it kind of goes without saying. This is almost like, insert the meme of beating the dead horse. Like, stop, it's dead. Are unreasonable.
Stop, he's dead.
Stop, he's dead. Yep. Are unreasonable investor expectations the cause of poor video game market conditions? Yes, they are. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Good night. No, there's more. Can't beat their meat.
But wait, there's more.
Sure we can. Oh yeah. Developers say, interesting, developers, not publishers, say investors, specifically investors with mismanaged expectations, are to blame for the majority industry downturn since 2022. Interesting timing. I wonder how many. Is that just like a random stock photo, or do they have to get a bunch of other stock photos to make that one? I'm very curious on that.
Yes.
Yes. Are you serious? This is why I want to move, people. You hear that crap in the background? That's the chop shop. Doing random bullshit. This is why I want to move out of here. Alright, hopefully they don't make too much noise. New data game developer collective. Data shows many developers think investors are responsible for the game. Yeah, that's basically the title. But this same group of developers also reports some progress in raising more funding than 2024. That's a caveat you just put in there for the sake of it. Who is to blame for the brutal video game industry downturn that's driven mass layoffs, studio closures, and modest declining revenue? No. What's the game? Is it Dustborn, or is it
talking about the super fucking woke game?
Yeah, the one that was canceled by Sony.
Yeah. No. Oh no, you're talking about why is it slipping my mind? That's how inconsequential that game was.
Yeah, that's how useless the game was. Is we don't remember what it was. I want to think Heartbound, but no, that's Pirate Software's creation.
I mean, that's just as shitty.
Damn it. Canceled Sony video game from 2024, I think it was. I need to get the name. It wasn't Celeste. I probably don't really need to look into it because it's not that. Concord! Thank you, Alan.
There we go.
Concord. Yeah. A game that was canceled before it was even released, I think. That wasn't a modest declining revenue. That was like $400+ million that either was or wasn't written off. Declining revenue since 2022. According to new data from the Game Developers Collective, I've been there I think their website. A survey program run jointly with our partners at Omdia. That sounds like a prescription for like erectile dysfunction or something. Developers say investors, specifically investors with, again, you said that already, are the number one party to blame. This month's collective surveyed a panel of developers about the economic state of the game industry when asked what the main cause of bad market condition. This is the first problem right here. I'm just jump in. When you refer to the industry and us as the market condition, you're not understanding that shit just don't work right sometimes. Market conditions in the video game business. 64% respondents stated unreasonable investor expectations were the #1 cause of the downturn. Kind of like that there's 100 million people expected to play Battlefield 6. Where are they going to get those people? I don't know.
60. Gonna pull them out their fucking ass, apparently.
At the last moment, they're suddenly going to bring in 64 boxes of all those millions of players. Who was it? Was it JT or one of those other people said there haven't been 100 million Battlefield players ever, like, combined, which I believe that. I played many of those Battlefield games. You're not going to get all those numbers. 100 million people? I don't even know that WoW ever had that many people. WoW used to advertise that they had 11 million players currently on their boxes. I don't know if that ever went up. It certainly went down. But, sorry. 60%
Grippy socks, grippy box.
What's that?
Said grippy socks, grippy box.
Yep.
Oh, here's
You're home.
Helena.
Welcome.
I'm gonna go get some water.
Okay. 60% of respondents ranked mismanagement as a close second. The next highest variable was too high development cost, according to 43% of survey takers. Okay, why was the cost too high? It's certainly a spicy statistic. Not really. Maybe it's spicy to the industry, but to those of us on the consumer level, no, that just shows how useless some of these games are to actually be made. But is it a fair sentiment? Some studio founders and investors who may be a bit biased here disagree. Oh, of course they're biased. Just like the guy was biased when he said, I still have the article, that indie games are on the road to deprofessionalization of game development.
Yes.
That's not biased at all. No, certainly not. I'm not sure that's fair, said Midsummer founder and CEO Jake Solomon. The venture capitalist model is built upon significant return on the VC okay, fuck that statement. This is how you know people are this right here, people. This is absolute hogwash bullshit. Video games and venture capital do not go hand in hand. This goes back to the previous article, I suppose. You're not going to get an indie MMO when venture capital model being built on significant return. Like, my brain's frying. There's smoke coming out of my ears right now. This is just, it's annoying. I'm sorry. When a venture capital funds our studio, they don't have any expectation of sharing in revenue. They don't set milestones. They don't dictate day-to-day operations, and they don't even pay the entirety of the agreed upon funding up front. It's a great deal for what? It's a great deal for developers. Ginger, help me out here. Am I having a stroke? They don't pay up front. They don't share the revenue, but it's a great deal for developers. What the fuck?
I don't know about that one, Chief. I'm gonna have to call a flag on the play.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna the venture capital. So funds are given to the studio. Not all the funds are given upon. There's no expectation of sharing of the revenue, so all the profits apparently go back to the venture capital. They don't set milestones. That's fine. That's the publisher. They don't dictate data. Yeah, that's the publisher, probably. They eat. Oh, they even pay the entirety of the agreed. Okay, I read that wrong. So they do give all the money up front. So I was an idiot. It's a great deal for developers. No, it's still not. It's still not. But any company funded by venture capital knows the deal. They are expected to not just make a great game, but a transformational one. VC investors can only make money through an exit event, like an acquisition or IPO. Oh, there's another exit event. It's called Marvel Rival, shutting down, or not shutting down this, but laying off 2/3 of the entire studio because, well, game's done. Project's over. Like a film being completed and in the theaters. You don't need the people there anymore. Get rid of them. It's done. That's your exit event that they don't talk about. Exit events for game studios are rare, he noted. Not anymore. Not anymore. Oh, this article is causing rage. I'm sorry. My brain is hurting so bad from trying to reverse engineer prompts. Want to play a game? Want to play an indie game? Griffin gaming partner Jason Delta Roca also disagreed, saying it's really the complete reverse. It is the market conditions that are driving investor expectations. He wrote in a comment to game developers. Developers need to wake up and adapt to the new reality that they can no longer just be in the games making business. That's kind of always been the case. They need to embrace bringing in the fan building business and understanding that studio value is sustainable, and sustainability comes from identifying a specific audience, player base, and feeding them great games. You can say this. That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Astrobeam founder and CEO Devin Ramir, who also co-founded and was Chief Executive Owl of VP Powerhouse Alchemy Labs, rounded out the dissent, stating that investors have been propping up some of the game industry given the withdrawal platform funding and the collapse of game publishers. So they're artificially injecting cash into companies that, or aspects of the industry that probably shouldn't have been propped up, maybe, possibly. People are often looking for a simple villain to pin things on. Well, yeah, because people like simple things. While reality is not as simple or exciting to talk about, Ramirez said, saying that the increase in competition, rising development cost, lack of long-term studio funding, and overestimates of game growth during COVID played a greater role. A lot of things happened that messed up the economy during COVID. The idea that game development was somehow hampered permanently by COVID, no. Investors changed their mindset because of COVID. The game development's still the same. You make a game and release it. That much I can put into a boilerplate. Ramiro was the only one we spoke with who called out that he referred to it as a mismatch between investors and the way game studios work. Successful game studios generally need to launch mini games before they get a hit. Yeah, that's kind of true. For example, at my previous studio, Alchemy Labs, it took 4 original IP games before we had a breakout hit. Yeah, that's reasonable. Game publishers and platform funding works for this model because they are focused on individual games. So a studio could get funding for mini games without giving up equity in the company, and each deal was judged on the odds of success of the title being funded. Meanwhile, investors buy a stake in the whole company, and traditionally it is focused around a singular product. Okay. Is it easier to find funding in 2025? While developers have plenty of reasons to find fault with investors, there's some hope that funding for new games and studios may be thawing out. What? There's some hope that funding may... There's some hope that they'll be thawing out. Okay. It's not a dramatic thaw, to be clear. The number of developers who are reportedly receiving fundraising in the past 12 months is virtually unchanged, according to the collective report. 30% of respondents saying their company received funding. I had a thought in my brain, but it went whee. I missed something here. I think Helena transferred her extra year to me because I'm feeling old tonight. I'm feeling old just because of the heat. Hopefully no one transferred anything. I want it back in 12 months.
Excuses.
There's to kind of paraphrase something Scaly said, there's a lot of like jargon, a lot of just like maximizing word count that doesn't really, like, I'm trying to find the meat of this topic, and I'm getting lost and bored in the, oh, as part of this venture capital shenanigans, we did this thing and then blah blah blah. It's like,
yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on this whole thing. It's
which part?
This is the developers and the studio, because what they do is the developers and the studio say, okay, here is the game we are going to have, and the investors are like, okay, how is this going to make us money? Then it's up to the developers and the studio to sit there and go, okay, we are going to do these things in order to secure your funds for this game that we are going to build. The investors then give them the money so they can make that thing. Now, there are a bunch of different things that came into play. Starting around 2016, you had a culture shift. You had the government stepping in, pushing, you know, you've got to do these things, you know, based on what, trying to think of the word here so that I don't sound like I'm just throwing shit at the wall. Lobbyists for big multi-billion-dollar companies like BlackRock saying, we want DEI. So you've got to have these hiring practices. The government then saying, okay, we will give you these tax breaks to put these check marks in place and that you are hiring these specific people. You then have this huge influx of people that come in wanting to self-insert themselves into games, telling investors that this is going to sell games because, oh, look at social media, look at the people, look at the likes you're going to get on Twitter. And then villainizing the people that are supposed to be buying the game and blaming them, and therefore you end up with Gamergate.
Yeah.
So and the reason I say it, and yeah, maybe there are some investors that pushed, but there are plenty of examples of investors suing developers and studios because they were sold a bunch of lies saying that this is going to sell, this is what people want, and it's not what people want. And the people told the studios and the developers, this isn't what we want. And then they said, well, you're just phobic. And you're the reason why this isn't making money, because you're not supporting us like you used to. It's like, well, you're not making the games that you used to make. You're not making the games that made me fall in love with this company in the first place. Rocksteady Games. So there's a bunch of stuff, but nobody wants to take ownership for the fact that they allowed all of this shit to take place. They brought all of these people in that had no idea how to make a game, that wanted to force identity politics and other crap into the games that are supposed to be about escapism and not having to deal with the real world, and having it just shoved down their throat even harder and faster, and told, you know, this is how it is and you're going to like it. And if you don't like it, well, then, you know, you're a horrible person. Yeah, no, I don't buy it. I'm gonna say it's the developers. I'm gonna say it's the studios, because they were sitting there going, "Oh, look at the likes on Twitter. Look at what we're gonna do. This is gonna be huge. Look at all of this stuff. This is where our money's gonna be," and it wasn't. And for the last 5 years, actually no, the last
Longer.
8 years.
Mm-hmm.
The last 8 years, it's been, we don't know why this isn't working. And the people keep saying, this is what we want. You're not giving us what we want. We're going somewhere else. And they still refuse to accept reality.
Yeah. I was thinking while you were talking that I was thinking back to Unknown 9 and that whole disaster of it was a disaster on multiple levels. The majority of commentators and heralds out there were blaming one person for the failure of Unknown 9, when you can go to the IMDb and look up relatively everyone who directly worked on that game, or just go find the credits list. Someone's probably got a video of all the credits. There's a lot of hands in the building and failure of that game. And I still hold true that other people need to take they need to take the blame. Not just, what was it, Kim Belair took all the blame, but no one blamed the guy who developed the studio that developed that game, who was also the director of several Assassin's Creed games, who was also a writer on Unknown 9. No one blamed him. No one dragged him into the public sphere and said, how come you didn't step in? You're more experienced than any of these people. Why didn't you step in and do anything? Like, no one did that. It's kind of one thing I will have to give the article credit for is people want a single solitary entity. And this person, Bryant, well, I think we've read some articles from him before, formulating that it's a single entity that is to blame. Well, no. There's times that I've used the game designed by committee to explain why a game failed, and yeah, that does seem to apply sometimes, but you can usually look at a game and see when something like that has been the case. I think the Avengers game is probably one of the best examples of something that probably started as a project of, hey, let's make an Avengers video game. And then at some point, whether it be
it's supposed to be live service,
which could have worked, possibly. It could have.
I think it was just supposed to be like a co-op beat 'em up game, but then the Square Enix and the powers that be said, no, we need to make it live service because live service makes money.
Which could have happened. That still could have happened. But what we got was a shell of something that, one, obviously did not match the trailers, because trailers. And then, yeah, the store, the monetization seemed to work perfectly fine. Then the double XP crap, the items earning or whatever it was, there was some like gathering system in that game that was tweaked in a way that it was accidentally successful, assuming I'm thinking the proper game. And for a brief moment in time, gamers actually were liking what was happening, and then the developers came in and nerfed it. No, that was a mistake. We were supposed to go even worse. And it was just like failure after failure, it seemed, when, as Scaly put it, do what the gamers want. And instead they went in the complete opposite direction. That's... So someone was in charge of that. I don't think it was specifically the developer. The coders, the skin textures, the 3D artist, those guys aren't making the decisions that say, no, we need to make this look like shit for gamers. I doubt those people are the ones making those calls. And yeah, it is fun to blame the 3-piece suit. I'm even tempted to do it at times. But they're not the only ones. They're not the only ones.
There's a whole list of people, and I mean, you can... One of my favorite things to do, and it's an exercise that you learn when you do Six Sigma, is you take the thing, you're like, okay, here's the problem. You're like, okay, well, why is this the problem? And you start going backwards.
Yep.
And you look at what led up to this decision. And that's why I've got my little notepad here, because as you were talking, I'm writing it down. It's like, okay, well, you know, there's the culture shift. You had lobbyists. You had the government pushing tax credits. You had studios hiring to get these tax credits. You now have an influx of people with identity politics pushing this stuff and pushing out the people who want to make the quality games. You've got all of this stuff happening, and it's not just in this one industry. It's happening in all of these different entertainment industries. And so now you've got your writers. Your writers are giving you self-insert bullshit that nobody gives a rat's ass about. You've got studios backing up the writers and the developers sitting there going all balls to the wall, because if they don't support it, then they're part of the problem and they're going to lose their job. You then get rid of those people and you replace them with more of the like-minded individuals. And then you sit there and have everybody who's all on the same crazy town, you know, crazy train or crazy bus, whatever you want to be on. Going to
it's way too soon. Oswald just died.
What's that?
I said it's too soon, bro. You can't bring up Crazy Train.
Oh.
Too soon.
Ah, damn.
All aboard. But, you know, it's not just one thing. It's a lot of shit that took place that led up to where we're at now. And the people here want to sit there and say, well, it's the developers. And it's like, it's not just the developers. It's not just the studios. It's definitely the loud, angry people on sitting there screaming about stuff because they saw that for the last 10 years, if you scream and cry and shout whatever up at the sky, then, you know, somebody's gonna give in to your demands, and that needs to stop. Everyone needs to just sit there and go, you know what? We're hitting the big reset button. This whole we bent the knee in the past, it's over. Yet today is the last day we're going to do that. We're going back to basics. We're going to listen to the people who have the money, who are going to spend the money and buy these games, and we're going to make the games that they want to buy.
Shockingly simple.
That's where the money is. It's not with the people screaming for likes on Twitter. It's not with the people who need to be self-inserted. It's not with identity politics. It's the people who have money. Because that's how you get things to change. Money talks. And the money has been walking. And they can't. Yes. They're still sitting there going, well, what's going on? We don't understand. It's like, it's right there. I'm hitting with a fucking rock, and you still don't understand.
Maybe it's because we want hot women in our games again. Stop giving me ham planets. I don't want to look at that shit.
You don't
It's
want
simple.
you don't want a muddied up version of Anya Chalotra that doesn't really look like Anya?
Brogan the Destroyer is your heroine.
Damn.
It's Gorlock the Destroyer, okay?
A Vigo. We want Vigo. I don't know
Who's
why
that?
I went Vigo the Carpathian?
Ghostbusters 2.
You poor human being. That is homework for you. Ghostbusters 2. You should watch it. Or just Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
I haven't even seen Ghostbusters 1.
Watch Ghostbusters 1. Watch 1, watch 2. You can avoid 3 if you want. It's not really necessary, but yeah, 1 and 2. 1984. Good year. It's about 3 guys who start a business. They go out on their own and start a business. That's the Red Letter Media joke. But yeah, I agree. This is there's so much wordage in here. Like at some point, yeah, like I said, like I'm reading through, it's like, where's the meat of the damn conversation here? There's Bryant, did you AI this? My God, man. We got one more story. I'm not gonna spend too much time. Viggo Mortensen. That was a gorgeous man. Yeah, even I have to agree with that. We got one more, people. Palworld Slop arrives on Switch despite Nintendo's ongoing legal battle with the original. Palland is a clone of the survival crafting sim without the Pokeballs. We're not going to spend too much on...
Land.
Yeah. We won't spend too much time on this because I'm planning to literally just let the trailer speak for itself. I don't know if the audio will play through.
Wait, is it basically a Temu knockoff?
Yeah.
Almost. Nintendo.
$99. It was like $3.99.
Oh, never mind. Oh, it's on sale. It's normally $10.99.
Oh man, what a steal! I'm gonna go buy it right now. Who's gonna be the first YouTuber to do a review of Palland? Does somebody want to take the fall for the rest of us?
Billy
I
has
don't even have
a Switch too.
So
Billy
Oh, well,
does.
This
Billy?
summer, Cancer is on sale.
Billy, get the fuck on it.
Yep. Nintendo be damned. I love that click snap sound. Yeah, the chick, chick. You're not really missing much by not getting the sounds, Ginger, but yeah, it they had like 2 Steps from Hell type music. It was so damn generic. This is
but at least you get free shipping on orders $50 or more. There's at least that to look forward to.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, isn't everything for Nintendo Switch $50 or more for the most part?
Unfortunately.
Now, because of inflation, it's like $60.
No, you can buy the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. That's like $10.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're gonna get just that game, there's something wrong with you.
That's digital. That's not even physical.
Oh, they're not physical. Okay, that's incredible. Train. Yep. Yeah, this is what Nintendo wants to push versus Palworld, which I've streamed a handful of times, and it's a very good game. It's a very nice game, very fun. But Nintendo would prefer to put this on their store. What does that tell you, folks? What does that tell you about the standard of quality? I'll let you figure that one out.
I don't think they even played it.
Someone, an A&R person probably played it and said, okay, we'll put it on.
It runs. All right, slap a price tag on that bitch.
Yep. But yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, I mostly don't want to read it because it's Kotaku, and our favorite worst news organization, quote unquote, news.
Alyssa, whatever
Mercante,
her name is.
yeah, used to work there. Sure. Like,
don't worry, Anal Violence will probably be uploading to Kotaku soon.
Oh, that's a good price, Alan.
I played Palworld with a vibrating butt plug shoved up my ass.
Am I seeing
This
this
was my
right?
experience. What the Nendo? Good job to Kotaku. You couldn't even label it right.
Nintendo. It's Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo. Oh, that's why they're not getting sued. It's not Nintendo. It's Nintendo. A common mistake.
Wow. Yeah, it's easy to Nintendo Palworld slop. They got some pokeballs to write this.
I don't think they can call this a Palworld clone. It doesn't look anything like Palworld. I didn't see any slavery. I didn't see any guns. Where were the guns?
No.
That's like one of the biggest
guns.
parts of Palworld. Jesus, I can't commit Pokemon genocide.
And also, like, this is...
Yeah, there were no farms. No one was picking cotton.
Scaly, do you see it? Who does this look like to you? It's an old cartoon.
A ginger. Look what they've done to my people.
It's Gadget from Rescue Rangers.
No. Yep.
It's Gadget. Which, if you haven't watched Rescue Rangers... Wait. Yeah, it's Rescue Rangers, not Rescuers Down Under. Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, they basically, the Egon character was a female squirrel chipmunk-esque named Gadget. And she might have had red hair. She had some sort of red hair, but this look, this like goggles on the head, gadgeted out the ass, adorable as hell. This is
at least
Gadget.
she got titties.
in which case all these monsters must want or something. I don't know.
That's what they're running after her for.
Yeah.
They're trying to get that big one with the teeth. That one's trying to get a bite of that ass. He's like, look at him. Look at the look on his face. He's looking directly at her backside. He's like, oh yeah, look at that yet.
Damn.
Let me get a taste of that ass.
What's Helena saying? I'm not buying a Switch 2 until the new Hyrule Warriors game at the earliest. That's right, they are doing a new one, aren't they? I actually got Tears of the Kingdom. I can speak English.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Kingdom of the Tears.
Sure, yep. Dark the Doom Ages.
Yes.
On sale for $30 from a rail sale. Nice. I'm in a second deep playthrough now. I can't forgive them for eliminating the Wolf Link avatar in What? They nerfed a thing? That's lame. But yeah, this is a thing. I'm not going to read through this because it's Kotaku and I don't... Yeah, they love the phrase AI slop. They really wanted to use that phrase.
Professional journalism.
Yep. Nintendo.
That's my favorite publisher.
Nintendo. King of spoonerisms. Karases. Dude. All right. Well, thank you everyone who joined and enjoying the shenanigans and the stories. But I'm gonna call it a night. And yes, happy birthday again, Helena. Hope it was enjoyable. Hope you won't.
I will torture you with the utensils novellas next year.
There'll probably be new ones, no doubt.
I'm still waiting for the plate.
I can write them.
No,
no, they're actually coming out.
Oh, he's written
can narrate
one.
Them.
He's written one, and I read through 2 chapters, and I said no. This is not going any further. I am not allowing this.
Oh, thank you.
That's what a lot of people say when it comes to the
Wait,
sequels
wait,
to.
Skypex, have you actually read Unhinged?
No, I just listened to the audiobook narrated by Karis.
Yeah, the whole thing, or your mental interpretation of the thing?
Everything gets my mental interpretation.
Damn it, that
Fair.
reminds me. I had started piecing all that stuff together, and then I got distracted, and I never finished that project.
I want
This
it
is-
on CD. I know you have some CD-ROMs somewhere in your closet collecting dust.
Actually, wait. Does this thing burn? Hang on a second. Does this son of a bitch actually burn? I can't tell. I don't have the box with me. And I'm not gonna go tearing shit apart to find out, but I might have a burner. You want a CD of this thing? I could
Yes.
probably make that happen. All right. I'll go get some Memorexes. Is that still a thing?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Is it Memorexes or are there CDR? Was that the brand?
CDR.
Maxwell. Yeah, they still got them around. I'm not getting a 50 pack just to make one. All right, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, you're all gonna head over to Queso. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.